Everton, having done so well at Sheffield United, making his first World Cup start today for Senegal.
Yeah, well, look, as we said, we've got both sides full of potential match winners. Doku's just got the ball inside the box there. One thing about I got him, he just drives at you, doesn't he? He probably chose the wrong situation, and he had 3 defenders around him, but still wanted to take them on. I think when you've got 3 people marking you, know there's going to be somebody else spare, so it's always the better bet, I think, to pass in that sort of situation. But look, I think what we're seeing is 2 sides that respect each other, and probably respect the fact that they're both capable of scoring goals from anywhere.
Cease in the centre circle, the centre half for Senegal. There's a tongue twister. Just realised that. 3.5 minutes gone. 0-0 on TalkSport 2. Don't ask me to say that again, Alvin. Seriously. Niakate with the diagonal ball, left to right for Senegal, trying to seek out Njai. Diatta making a strong run the right back, level with the 18-yard line, gives it back to Njai, who just turns it back in field to Idrissa Gueye, whose namesake Papa Gueye is about 2 foot taller than his namesake. Njai again down the right-hand side, cutting in field to the right-hand corner of the area, skips a couple of challenges, trying to feed it into the box, but there are enough players back for Belgium to get it clear. But Senegal are trying to hem Belgium in here, 0-0.
Well, it's a good start from Senegal. They're keeping the ball well. They are looking a bit probing and passing, and you can see technically they've got some really good technicians out there.
0-0 on TalkSport 2. They're doing the post-mortem on England 2, DR Congo 1. It looked for a long time that it was more like England playing like Dr. Tottenham against Dr. Congo, but Harry Kane to the rescue and all that. USA against Bosnia-Herzegovina to come in the wee small hours of tomorrow morning. That'll be live on TalkSport. Here on TalkSport 2, we played 5 minutes. Belgium 0, Senegal 0 for the right to play. That winner of that game overnight, USA Bosnia. Castagna of Fulham tries to feed the ball in field. It actually deflects out to De Ketelaere on the right-hand side. Trossard drives it across the face of goal, and a Senegalese boot put it out of play for a Belgian throw. 0-0.
Again, it's Trossard at the heart of everything that's pretty good about him at the moment. He's really on form. I just feel that he's a player that comes into this tournament on a real high.
Castagna with a throw, about 10 yards from the dead ball line on the Belgian right. Taking a good 3 or 4 steps back. Should be a long throw into the penalty area, and it is. Looking for the help to the far post from De Ketelaere. It did help it along to the far post, but instead Pate Ciss got there first, and the ball's going to be guided back. Ismaila Sarr gamely giving chase, but De Kuiper was comfortably ahead of his man and guided it back to Courtois. Here is Artur Tiate with his big head of hair, Cucurella-esque. Plays for Eintracht Frankfurt in the Bundesliga, but his long ball downfield just bounces twice and straight through for Diao, this relatively inexperienced keeper who plays for Le Havre in France. Foul on halfway, and Tielemans gets his foot in and is penalised by the referee.
He's still got great technique, hasn't he, Mane? He's playing on the left-hand side for them, but he's willing to go inside and play right up in the tight areas, get the ball. His touch is always absolutely spot on, isn't it? And, very, very intelligent the way he moves.
He doesn't look 34, does he?
No, he looks, he's still mobile. He's still sharp over the 10 yards. He might not be doing the 40 yards anymore, but certainly over 10 yards, still sharp.
He missed Qatar. He was injured literally days before the tournament 4 years ago. He still went, but didn't feature for Senegal. Won the lot at Liverpool, and the record goal scorer for Senegal with 54. Can he add to it today? 0-0, 7.5 gone on TalkSport 2. Given away by Diatta, but Belgium sloppy in getting it clear, and Senegal win it back. Sarr trying to turn it around the corner from the middle of the half for Mane, who'd pushed in field from the left-hand side. But an important foot in from Belgium. But again, they give the ball up, Alvin, before it gets to halfway.
A very good spell. The first 7-8 minutes definitely been Senegal on top.
Papa Gueye, really tall, rangy midfielder for Senegal, works it out to Ismail Jacobs, the left back. And Papagay lays it back to the halfway line to find Niakate. And then Cease. Ball given away on halfway though, and a chance for Belgium to break through the middle. It's with Trossard, finds De Ketelaere. Now De Ketelaere, right-hand corner of the area, makes room for a left-footed shot just before he pulled the trigger. Sadio Mane back in to stop him pulling the trigger. Shot comes in from the edge of the area from Trossard. Well held by Diao. First time we've seen Belgium coming forward in an attacking sense. 0-0.
Yeah, they give the ball away needlessly, and it was De Ketelaere who really should have done better. He made half a yard dance, and why he didn't get the shot away, I don't know. He had another movement to the ball, and that allowed them to get in front of him and block it.
England centre-half Alvin Martin alongside me, Ian Dante, here on TalkSport 2 this Tuesday evening. Wednesday evening. Oh, my brain's gone to mush. Saw these overnight kickoffs, Al. That's what it is. It's like that period between Christmas and New Year where you don't know what day it is.
As long as you know what the players are.
Thankfully, at the moment, I do. And that was Pate Cease trying to feed the ball out to Crepin Diatta on the right-hand side, but it went over the touchline before he could reach it. Ball's back with Courtois. Bowls it out to Mekele. Diagonal ball seeking out Doku. What a ball that is. Fully 60 yards to feet, and Doku can have a run at Diatta. A couple of step-overs from the Manchester City man. De Bruyne was there as an overlap, and he gets it now, but not by Doku. Now Doku tries to go again towards the corner flag left-hand side. Being held up, gives it back to Kevin De Bruyne. Three waiting for a cross in the box. It's sent in just over the head of Trossard. And Senegal get it clear. And before Papagay can release the ball, referee brings play back for an earlier Belgian foul. 10 minutes gone on TalkSport 2, it's 0-0.
Well, Trossard's playing on the right-hand side, and Doku on that left-hand side, and as soon as he gets to Doku, they double up on him straight away. And Jai, who is up front, or he's on the right-hand side of the front, doesn't mind putting a shift in, does he, defensively? You know, he doesn't mind getting back on the edge of his box and helping his teammates out. They are a really good team in respect of that. You know, the organisation and the team framework is excellent.
Belgium have lost only one of 6 matches at a World Cup against African sides, but their most recent was their defeat against Morocco in the group stage. They've never met an African team in a knockout match though like this. And here's Iliman Ndiaye for Senegal to the dead ball line. Whips a good ball in, and it's kept away by Mekele. Both he and Castagna stooped to head it clear, but Mekele got there first, and it's flicked out of play for a Senegal throw left-hand side, 0-0.
So impressive though, Dan. You know, the approach play there, you know, the intricate and the technical side of the game, the movements, really, really good.
Jacobs, the left-back, with a long throw for Senegal. Into the box. Courtois gives a call, but Mekele still heads it out and helped further clear by Castagna. Lovely skill from Trossard to bring the ball out of the sky, but Belgium still have to work it back to Courtois. You can probably hear his left foot go right through the ball as he clunks it downfield straight onto the head of Niakate. Benaken wins a header. He's a tall, rangy midfielder, much like Papagay on the opposing side. Submitting, they'll mark each other at corners. Given away by Tielemans. There's a collector's item. Don't see that very often from the Aston Villa man. And Senegal have possession back. Here is Ismail Jacobs, the left back, who plays his club football for Galatasaray. Was a German under-21 international, but switched his allegiance to Senegal just before the Qatar World Cup 4 years ago.
Well, we said before the game that we didn't think there was going to be too much in this stance, and the first 12 minutes has shown us that. They've had the best of it, I think, Senegal. Better passing, just on the money a little bit more.
Here's Sadio Mane, midway point of the half. Lovely ball out to the left for Jacobs. Across the face of goal, touched onto the post by Sarr after Courtois made a mess of it. And as he was lying on the deck, he couldn't convert as the ball came back up the post. Ismail Sarr could only trickle the loose ball into the side netting. Great chance for Senegal, not taken, 0-0.
Well, Courtois, how lucky are you, my friend? because really he should be doing so much better with that. He palms it down into the 6-yard box with his left hand, and you think it's a tap-in for Saar. He gets it on the half volley, it's rolling agonisingly towards the line, hits the post, and he just swings a leg and then knocks it wide. What a let-off for Belgium.
Stays 0-0 on TalkSport 2. There was a deflection on the cross that might have deceived Courtois. He was at full stretch, but he really flapped at it. And in fairness to Ismail Assar, he did well to get any contact on the ball to divert it onto the post in the first instance.
I'll tell you what, 113th cap he's got today. He hasn't been as lucky as that in any of them 113 games.
Lovely touch again from Sadio Mane, left-hand side. Comes in field. Leaves it for Njai, who's popped in field. Out to Papagay, left wing. Tries an early cross. Blocked by Castagna. Senegal continuing to ask the questions early on. Idrissa Gueye looks for Papagay. First time cross for the left, poor effort. Hits Castagna, but Papagay will try and get to the loose ball and completely got the better of De Ketelaere, who had half a yard on him, and he's won a throw for Senegal.
Well, they're on the ropes, aren't they? You know, to use a boxing phrase, they're on the ropes here, Belgium, hanging on.
14 minutes gone in Seattle. Here is Cease out to the right-hand side, and Diatta under pressure from Doku. He goes to ground, and Doku can pick up the loose ball. De Bruyne goes ahead of him, though Doku has to spin and halt his run towards halfway. Back it goes to the centre-halves. Van Aken knocks it back to Brandon Mekele, and Tielemans takes the ball off the back four and tucks it into his defensive midfield partner, Hans Van Aken.
Well, there's a stat that surprises me, 61% possession in favour of Senegal. We expected that to be the other way round. That shows you how well they played.
15 minutes gone on TalkSport 2. It is goalless between Belgium and Senegal in Seattle. Tielemans in possession on halfway. TRT knocks it around.
Times, you know, you can see they're just a little bit tentative here now, aren't they, Belgium?
And they're getting the ball away again. And now Ismail Assar trying to charge through the middle ahead of Mekele. Across comes Tiarte, the other centre-half, and he's forced to put it out of play for a throw. After Belgium gave the ball away with a ball up just past the halfway line, 0-0.
Yeah, they are certainly a team that have looked. It's like they've had a bloody nose, isn't it, in the first 15 minutes, and they're just sitting back thinking, you know, what's our plan B here? Because at the moment they're not winning enough possession.
It's not that wildly different to the first half that England had against DR Congo, although of course by this point the Congolese were already ahead. Another diagonal ball for Senegal, looking for Mane. This time Castagna with a good defensive header knocks it down for Tielemans. Trossard looks for De Ketelaere, trying to burst through a couple of challenges. Does well to get up to halfway, and then knocks it back for Tielemans. He was quickly set upon by Ismail Assar. He got a call just in time to release it. Now a ball down the middle of the pitch, looking for the run of Van Aken, but Senegal deal with that. And it's thumped away downfield gleefully by Niakate. Now Iliman Njai up against Tiarte, drifts down the right-hand side. Van Aken tries to get back at him. Njai holds on to the ball, running towards the penalty area. Infield for Papagay, just slows it down, tucks it right. And now Mane's popped up on the right-hand side. Cross comes in from the right. Iliman Njai trying to get it for a header. It's just a game of the drive, straight at Courtois, who did better with that one, holds on to it gratefully, as Idrissa Gueye, not known for his goal scoring necessarily, but that was a good drive from the edge of the area, well held by Courtois. 0-0.
It's made a good job of that. That's a really hard ball to it, coming out the sky on the half volley.
Here comes De Bruyne at the other end, skies an effort from 30 yards out. You don't expect that from Kevin De Bruyne, and he's dismayed with himself as he put that way over the crossbar. Not under too much pressure either as he released the drive. 17 minutes gone. Belgium 0, Senegal 0 on TalkSport 2.
Well, it's a good watch, that is for sure. One of the better games in the knockout phases that we've seen. Both teams are going for it, end-to-end stuff.
I think as Jim Proudfoot said in commentary earlier, if we were watching England against DR Congo as neutrals, we'd be enjoying it. But let's face it, we didn't. Here is Diatta. Good ball. Up to Iliman Ndiaye. Just dropped his shoulder to stop
Good player.
Kuiper getting anywhere near it. He is a good player.
He's
And
an
this is why the
excellent
Everton fans have took to him.
Yeah, he's 100% when he's got it. He's a really wide threat. When he hasn't got it, he works and works and works. He's full of energy and honesty.
When you think about it, it's 6 years since he made his professional debut in England for Hyde United. Iliman Ndiaye. Peripheral in the Qatar squad. Now he's making his first start tonight. But here's Diatta, the right back, pushing forward Senegal, and wins the first corner of the game off Maxime de Kuiper, as Senegal continue to ask questions in this first quarter of the game. 18 and a half gone, 0-0.
What I like about Senegal is that, you know, they've got both flanks that they're open on. You know, Mane's playing on this left-hand side, and when he gets it, obviously his intelligence, he makes the right decisions. But down that right-hand side, Yatta has really got into advanced positions for Senegal.
Here's the corner, deep to the far post. Cease heads it down to the edge of the area, but he only finds Doku, who's trying to launch a counter-attack. De Bruyne up with him to his left, and that's who's been fed now. Kevin De Bruyne. Everything to his right at the moment as he comes infield. Tries to drive it across for De Kuiper. Niakate with an important interception for Senegal. And here come the Lions of Teranga down the left-hand side. But the referee has waved play back. I think there's an injury to a player out there. And Sadio Mane is dismayed that he wasn't allowed to launch a counter-attack there for Senegal. But what an interception from Niakate, as De Bruyne tried to thread a ball through the eye of a needle for De Kuiper.
Yeah, if he doesn't make that, then they're through one-on-one. It's a great intervention, but you know, as soon as you turn over the ball, whether you're Senegal or you're Belgium, the other team, whoever it is, who've got that ball in possession, they are really going for it. So you all seem like a touch of end to end.
Feels that way. Alvin Martin and Ian Danter with you on TalkSport 2. 20 minutes gone in Seattle. Belgium 0, Senegal 0. Here is Brandon Mechelen for Belgium, the centre-half. Plays into the feet of Van Aken, of Brugge. Now a long ball downfield looking for Castagna. Hooks it back from the dead ball line, just over the head of Trossard. And again, Senegal can get it clear. And was that a foul by Tielemans? He was trying to get away. Down that right-hand side was Habib Diarra. Free kick's been given, but no card issued to Yuri Tielemans.
Well, it's a block. He's obviously tried to block him. I've been in that position a few times. He's tried to block the run. He doesn't know what's behind him, Tielemans.
It's quite cute, isn't it?
Yeah, look, if you think that's a foul, and I think it is, then you've got to book him for that.
But no yellow card issued for the Aston Villa midfielder. 0-0. We are approaching the first dreaded hydration break. And I wonder whether, based on what we've seen so far at this World Cup, Alvin, whether Rudy Garcia will be quite happy to see that hydration break coming up.
Absolutely. Again, you know, that's the problem with it. It's great for the team that maybe is second best at that moment, because it allows the coach to get his team together, give him a talking to. But if you're the one in the ascendancy, it just stunts your momentum, and it's really frustrating.
But we're not quite there yet. Ball's at the back with Senegal. Habib Diarra. Across it goes to Cease. Early ball down the right-hand side. Lovely control on that right-hand side. Feeds it infield to Papagay. Idrissa Gueye now has it centre of the Belgium half. Misses out Diarra and finds Jacobs. Now Sadio Mane level with the 18-yard line. Faced up by Castagna, tries to go on the outside of him, then tries to go inside him, but Castagna did really well, stayed on his feet, one possession, prevented the corner and got it downfield, but it's been won back by the Senegalese. Touched in field by Niakate. Now Papagay. And Ndiaye's coming field now to the centre of the half. Very neat passing from Senegal. They switch it quickly, Alvin.
Very good technically, aren't they? Very good. Look at that, that's great.
Yeah, drop of the shoulder from Pate Cease. Plays it out to the right back, Diatta. Level with the penalty area, right-hand corner of it. Knocks it back to Papagay. Little drive to the far post. Goes beyond everybody. Sadio Mane does brilliantly to keep it in play. Tries to put it back across the face of goal. hits it against Castagna. It's a throw to Senegal, and they should be allowed to take it. They are. Jacobs hurls it back towards the centre of the half for the midfielder. Well, it's Niakate actually who's got it, the centre half who's come forward. Has it again, Niakate. Touches it into Iliman Ndiaye. Tries to drop his shoulder and get away from Van Aken.
They're getting a run around here at the moment. Belgium are getting a run around.
And what you just saw there from the centre half, Pate Ciss. 2 drops to the shoulder to send Belgium midfielders out for a hot dog. Ball's played back to halfway. They're enjoying themselves, Senegal. There's absolutely no doubt about it. But it is still goalless on TalkSport 2. Here's Pate Ciss again. Centre half on halfway. Lovely ball turn round the corner by Habib Diarra. Now coming in field is Diatta at the right-hand corner of the area. Diarra again finds Idrissa Gueye. Ndiaye now out to Sadio Mane, left-hand side. Puts in a right-footed ball. Flick header off the post and in! Senegal lead! It's Habib Diarra! And boy oh boy, and the Lions of Teranga deserve that! The Sunderland midfielder gives Senegal the lead. Lovely ball in from Sadio Mane. The glancing header off the post. But Johnny on the spot was Habib Diarra, and a deserved lead midway through the first half for the African side. Belgium 0, Senegal 1.
Well, it's a fully deserved lead, no doubt about that. It's been coming. Pressure, 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 and eventually it told. The ball came in from Mane. What a great header it was from Sarr. As you said, right on the spot, wasn't he? Diarra, right place, right time, and it's a tap-in for him.
That's his 7th, let me get this right. It is his 6th international goal. Habib Diarra didn't play as much as he would have liked at Sunderland in the season just gone by after his £30 million move from Strasbourg. Had a groin injury early on, and of course he went to AFCON with Senegal in January. But boy oh boy, what a moment in Seattle. And as the hydration break kicks in, Alvin Martin, you can't say, well, it hasn't kicked in yet. 25 minutes gone and we're allowed to restart. Ball's out of play for a throw, and to say it's been coming would be a bit of an understatement, Alvin.
Yeah, I think Rudy Garcia would have just wanted to get him in before that goal, because they were on the ropes. It was coming.
Castagna with a long throw into the Senegal box, but it's headed away by Jacobs. Tielemans got it back out to Castagna on the right-hand side, tries to whip across in, and comfortable catch for Mohamed Diaw, the Senegalese keeper, who calmly bowls it out underarm to Diatta. Just again, space, can receive it inside his own half. Finds his namesake Papa Gueye.
Again, they're playing with so much composure and intelligence, Senegal. Organised team, technically proficient, know what to do, when to do it. The movement, you know, is class, but like, I think what it is as well, it's the work rate and the tenacity with which they played. I think that's totally roller coasted over Belgium, and Belgium just haven't got into their stride.
And they've never lost a game at the World Cup in which they've scored first. Senegal, 5 wins and 2 draws in such games. Only now does the hydration break take place. We've got 26 minutes and 56 seconds on the stadium clock. The traditional boos ring round, but boy oh boy, what an important team talk this is. And 3 minutes for Rudy Garcia, the Belgian coach, to try and get his Belgian players to get a grip here, Alvin Martin. How can they get a grip?
They are being outplayed in every section of the pitch, I've got to say. You know, at the back they've looked really strong. Senegal haven't had any real trouble. They passed the ball through the areas of the pitch to the front line. It's all with thought. You get it wide, they've got both flanks that are open, they've crossed untold balls into the Belgian penalty area, and they've got, like, you know, I said, real good technicians around the final third. I mean, it's hard to pick one man that's caught the eye. And Diarra's been great. Sar's played up the middle. Diarra and Yasser on the right-hand side have permanently just given the Belgians so many problems down their left-hand side. And obviously the experience of Mane on this left-hand side. It's a really well-balanced Senegal performance.
Lies, damn lies and statistics and all that, Arvin, forget a load of this. In terms of passes in the opposition half, before this hydration break, Belgium have managed 44 passes in the opposition half, Senegal 111. Almost 3 times as many.
Yeah, and look, it's a bit about, I think, for the majority of that, you can never have total control, 100% control, but they must have had 75% control of the game. But a lot of their possession has been on the edge of the penalty area, really deep. And again, I think it's just taken Belgium by surprise. I think they were expecting a lot more possession than they've had.
Well, the possession stats there have been 65 to 35, so 2/3 of the ball, essentially.
We're talking about Tielemans and De Bruyne in the middle of the park. Trossard, Doku on either side. You were expecting players like that to dominate the ball. They've been nowhere at it, but I think at this moment in time, there looks to be so many doubts about the approach. I can see De Bruyne talking to Garcia, a lot of waving of arms. They're frustrated conversations there.
Sure are, aren't they? Senegal heading back out onto the playing surface as well. Lovely moment for Habib Diarra. One of 11 Sunderland players playing in this World Cup.
I just wonder, Dan, this break really has come at a bad time for Senegal. Can they pick up where they've left off? Obviously, Garcia's got his team together now. I mean, there's a sprinkler just been...
Yeah, just got him.
Of course, all of them, but they've really got to get to grips with the game. Gain composure, start to dominate possession, and be careful with the ball. They keep gifting it away. I mean, I know they're being put under pressure, but their ball retention has been dreadful.
That's Arvid Martin, you can hear, former England World Cup centre-half. Alongside me, Ian Danter. We're back underway, half an hour gone. Belgium 0, Senegal 1. Habib Diarra with the goal after Ismaila Sarr had guided a header from across onto the foot of the post. But Diarra tucked away the rebound. And that, not that long after Sarr had hit the post, when Courtois made an absolute haulix of a left-wing cross that he almost presented straight to Sarr's feet. There's an interloper on the pitch. That's why you can hear the referee's whistle, so that the interloper is apprehended. Rudy Garcia goes and grabs a towel, the Belgian manager, after getting a soaking from the sprinklers whilst he was trying to give out his instructions to his centre midfielders, Van Aken and De Bruyne. All players hands on hips waiting for the interloper to be grabbed, and we will shortly get back underway on TalkSport 2. A reminder that we will bring you the USA against Bosnia-Herzegovina early in the morning. That's over on TalkSport as well, this game on TalkSport 2. But it will be a 1 o'clock kickoff on TalkSport for the USA against Bosnia. Mark Wilson and Darren Ambrose will be your commentary team for that. And then tomorrow night, Spain against Austria, with Nigel Adderley and former Chelsea defender Scott Minto your commentary team. Back underway. Pitch invader's been apprehended, and Belgium trying to get the ball forward to Doku, who steps away from the challenge of Niakate. Doku went to ground wanting a free kick, didn't get a free kick, and the referee from Honduras is giving him the Paddington hard stare, as if to say, don't try that again. Although, I don't know, was that a dive, or was that just trying to get out of the way of a...
I think that was a foul. That was a foul. Doku's actually started to come inside now. He started off on that left-hand side. He's coming inside, playing more central, hoping to get a bit more space. But I thought that was a foul. You don't have to make contact for it to be a foul. If he'd have left his leg there, he would have made contact with his leg. So, but as he's lifted his leg, he's lost his balance. After the ball had gone, he'd knocked it past the defender.
Senegal back in possession. They're 1-0 up the African side. Jacobs knocks it back to Niakate, who was involved in that challenge with Doku. Ball up to halfway. Here's Papagay. It's an early ball down the left-hand side. Sadio Mane chasing after it, but even Sadio Mane can't catch that.
Yeah,
kick to Belgium.
I think at the hydration break, they were soaking the pitch, and I think at the start of the restart, that ball is going to skip off. Certainly for the next 10 minutes, Stance. It's a wet surface now, so that's just going to gather pace. That sort of ball.
Belgium 0, Senegal 1. On Talk Sport 2. Artur Tiate, the left-sided centre-half, allowed to carry the ball almost up to the halfway line before Senegal decide to press. Tielemans lays it back for Mekele in the centre circle. Tielemans again gets his head up, plenty ahead of him, and to his right is Kevin De Bruyne, right hand side, slides it down the right side of the box for De Ketelaere, pulls it back, back there, good defending in the end. I think it was Niakate that got the foot in and got it clear. Throw into Belgium.
Great ball by De Bruyne, though. I don't think anyone in the world plays that ball better. The ball that's maybe 30 yards, and you've got to weight it absolutely perfectly.
Doku, right-hand side for Belgium, receives the throw. Plays a 1-2 with De Bruyne, level with the 18-yard line. On this Belgium right now, coming in field. Plays it across to De Bruyne at the edge of the area. He tried to give it back to Doku, who made a run inside the box, but Senegal won it back. But this time the Belgians are winning back the second balls.
I said that the hydration break might be a problem for Senegal. It's stopped the motivate, the fluency, the fluency of what they were doing, and they've made that just a little tweak now. Where they've got Doku in the middle, and that certainly suited them better. He's come over to this right-hand side. De Bruyne is playing close to him, and those two, when they're in close proximity, De Bruyne and Doku, they've got an understanding. Really good football brains.
But it's 1-0 to Senegal with 10 minutes plus added time to half-time. On Talk Sport 2, Castagne thought about sending a long ball downfield, but now plays it backwards to square to Mekele. Then the other centre-half, Tiate, looking to hit it long for Trossard down the Belgium left. He cushions a header down, intended for De Kuiper, but Senegal win it back, and here they go again. Down the right-hand side, Papagay gets his long legs motoring through midfield, finds Mane, centre of the Belgium half, sweeps it out to Njai. Now back in field, Papagay looks for Jacobs at the left-hand corner of the area. Idrissa Gueye driving towards the edge of the box, held up by Doku. Still finds Papagay, shoves it out to the near side, the left-hand side for Senegal, and Jacobs, quick ball into Mane, plays a 1-2, Sadio Mane, shot straight to Courtois. And Senegal create another good chance with some quick feet at the edge of the area, but in the end Mane's shot straight at Courtois. 1-0 Senegal. Well,
for 7 or 8 minutes after the hydration break, Belgium really got their act together. They were starting to dominate possession. The game was taking the sort of shape that we thought was going to take before the game. But then all of a sudden they just spark into life, don't they, Senegal, on the break, and they've got pace all over the pitch.
Well, Papagay of Villarreal really powered through the centre of the field, and he's in possession again. Finds Ismaïla Sarr, who went down under pressure from Tielemans. No foul, says the referee, and Trossard brings it away for Belgium, hits it straight onto the chest of Diatta, and in the end the throw goes Belgium's way. 8 minutes to half-time. What chance have Belgium got of getting themselves level going in at the break? Tiate, again, allowed to come up to centre-half with the ball at his feet without being pressurised. Good run down the left-hand side by De Ketelaere for Belgium, not spotted by Trossard. He's gone back in field via Tiate to Mekele in the centre circle. He threads a neat ball along the deck to De Bruyne, out to the right wing, and Doku running at the defenders. Infield to De Bruyne once more, holds off a challenge, gives it back to Doku. Just almost standing on the ball at the minute, Doku. Two Senegalese defenders for company. Got the cross in to the edge of the area, but there's enough green shirts back to get it half clear but not totally clear.
He looks a lot happier, doesn't he, on this right-hand side, Doku?
And then Trossard pushes over a man almost twice his size in Papagay. And that's a free kick to Senegal. And Trossard doesn't look happy. Well, he wouldn't, would he? But he is known as grumpy by Mikel Arteta in the Arsenal dressing room.
Yeah, he's certainly a competitor, isn't he? But look, down this right-hand side, Doku, and I think De Bruyne is sort of positioned himself on the right flank as well. And every time he gets it, he gets the ball out of his feet, and he just feeds and feeds and feeds. A player that he knows can maybe the key to opening up this defence. And certainly Doku out that front line is the one that's shown himself in this last 10 minutes to be a problem for them.
6 shots at goal from Senegal, 3 of them on target. The last shot Belgium had on target was their only one back in the 9th minute. That was Trossard. They haven't tested the goalkeeper, the inexperienced goalkeeper. We have to keep remembering that. Diao, not even reached double figures in caps, but only had one meaningful save to make. 1-0 Senegal.
I think he'd come and caught a ball, didn't he, early on, and that would have filled him with a lot of confidence. You can see as soon as he caught it, the 3 or 4 of the defenders in front of him all went up and slapped him on the back. You know, I think they know that was a big moment for him.
Tiate on halfway. Tucks it back to Mekele for Belgium. Now Tielemans gets his head up. Van Aken making a run through the middle, hasn't used him. Gives it back to Mekele. He drives it out to the left-hand side for De Kuyper. Sets himself for a cross, whips it in, but straight to the grateful arms of the goal. He's a big lad, the goalkeeper. He's got to be 6'4", 6'5", I reckon. He tried to clear from hands to find Iliman and Jai, but he only found the head of Maxime De Kuyper. Belgium nil. Trying to say the names right. Belgium nil, Senegal 1.
Yeah, the goalkeeper tried that sidewinder, didn't he? Wasn't too far off getting it right as well.
Trossard down the left-hand side for the Belgians. Benegal's like the combination of Belgium and Senegal. You know, how many players of Senegal would get the Belgium side? I'm just trying to get myself out of a hole here, Alvin.
Digging deeper.
I am. 5 minutes to half-time. Senegal 1-0 up. They're trying to win the ball back off Tielemans near halfway. It was Idrissa Gueye.
So strong in that midfield area, Dance. You know, that 3 there are really strong.
Well, here come Belgium again with Trossard. Lovely ball into the area for De Kuyper. Intelligent pullback, but he didn't really get his head up. He just found a Senegalese boot who could whack it clear. But great intelligence from Maxime De Kuyper to find the space down the left-hand side of the box.
Yeah, I think Idrissa Gueye just switched off for a moment. That's the first mistake they've made, Senegal. But look, you're right. He's got to get his head up. He just played the ball into an area and hoped somebody was going to be there. He had time to get his head up and pick the right pass. You can see 2 or 3 of his teammates were absolutely livid with him.
Belgium 0, Senegal 1 on TalkSport 2, approaching half-time. Castagna floats the ball this time into the Senegal box, but they get it clear. And there was a foul on Diatta, the right back, as he headed that ball clear. And the line to Teranga get themselves a free kick in their own penalty box.
Well, I think there are signs that they're just starting to get to grips with it down this right-hand side. They get more balls in the box, Belgium. But whenever they turn the ball over, Senegal, not sitting back trying to protect a 1-goal lead. They are actually saying, you know, if you give us a chance, we're going to add to this lead. That's certainly the way to go.
This is Senegal's 4th knockout match at a World Cup. They lost 2 of their previous 3, including, you might remember, against England in Qatar 4 years ago in the round of 16. But they did win all the way back in 2002 in Japan, Korea, in the round of 16 against Sweden.
I think the improvement, though, Dan, now between, you know, that 4 years that you're talking about is incredible. The progress of some of the lesser nations, I'm not being disrespectful when I say that, in football terms, some of the minnows, they're now technically so well developed. You know, and I think the gulf that used to be there is not there anymore.
Well, here are Senegal winning the ball on halfway, and Ismaïla Sarr gamely giving chase downfield, but it's well defended by Mekele. And now Tielemans inside his own half. Infield to De Bruyne, who very nearly got the ball taken off his toe in by Iliman and Jai. Don't know what the trigger movement was, but he was so quick onto De Bruyne. But Belgium keep possession in their own half.
And Tielemans shouting and hollering over to the bench here, you know, looking for direction.
Lovely ball upfield to De Bruyne. Slides it out to Doku, just inside the area. Right-hand side, just across the face, a lot of the deflection. Took it goalwards, and it was well claimed by Diao on his goal line. Because I think he took a deflection off Ismail Jacobs. Stays 1-0 Senegal.
But again, it was De Bruyne who got the ball out to him. You know, Doku, I don't know why he doesn't have a shot here. He tries to cross it. He's made enough of an angle. He's got a yard to get that shot away, hard and low.
2 minutes plus added time to half-time. Senegal want to hold on to what they've got until the final whistle of this first period. Giving the free kick away, though. Papagay getting shouted at by the referee for almost chucking the ball away. No yellow cards yet, though.
No, well, I think he's had a good game in that respect. I think the referee, look, the referee, and I think in the games that I've done, the games I've seen, has been absolutely immaculate. I think they've been brilliant, the referee.
Quite agree. Here's De Ketelaere down the left-hand side of the area, cross deflected behind for Belgium's first quarter of the game. Yeah. And it comes with a minute of the first half to go. 1-0 Senegal.
But, during a good spell as well, Dan. You know, they are starting. You know, their possession is in good positions. It's not just around the halfway line, Belgium. They've been probing in and around the edge of the box, been crossing balls. Senegal have had to defend, and they've done that. But there's just a little turn in the momentum in the game.
Lots of height for the Senegalese at the back, but Belgium has sent the centre-half forward, as you would imagine. Van Aken's tall, it's actually played short, out to the edge of the area. De Kuyper, right-footed try, good save by Diao. He saw that late. One for the cameras maybe, but he had to make the save in any case, and he did well.
They're very slow getting out there, Senegal. You know, they really let him have a good look at it. I mean, it's a decent shot. It's going there, no doubt about it, it's going in. But I think you're right. I think it was one for the cameras. He's seen it all the way, didn't he, Diao?
Good save all the same. Another corner kick to the Belgians. This one may go long into the box as we move into 5 minutes of minimum added time at the end of the first half. De Bruyne with the corner, drilled to the edge of the box, headed down by De Kuyper, but it took a deflection before it reached him. It meant he couldn't control the cushion header. He was trying, one off the training ground, I think, that just didn't come off for the Belgians, who trail Senegal by 1-0 in Seattle.
I think a sign of you know, the improvements in Belgium's play is the fact that De Kuyper is getting forward now. He's playing on the edge of their penalty area, so it tells you that they've got control of the possession.
Senegal trying to win the battle of head tennis in the centre circle. Oh, that's good strength. Down the right-hand side from Diarra, the goal scorer, and he's released Iliman Ndiaye, getting into the area, right-hand side. Tries to lay it back to Papagay, who stretched out a long left leg and tried to volley it goalwards, but shanked it well wide, nearer the corner flag from the far post, and it's a goal kick to Belgium.
Well, I don't know about you, Dan, but I'm thoroughly enjoying this. It's a great game of football.
It is. It's swinging from end to end. But Senegal are not overawed one bit by the players that they're facing. And it seems quite the opposite. But the Belgians are a little bit intimidated by the way that Senegal have come at them, particularly in the first 25-26 minutes of the game before the hydration break.
They're trying to, you know, get people into decent positions. There's a lot more movement to Belgium's play now. They're getting De Bruyne on the ball, obviously, and that's a big plus for them. Doku on this right-hand side.
Yeah, he's looking for Doku, but that's well protected by Niakate. Let the ball trickle out of play for a goal kick.
But they're trying to get Van Aken up, you know, in support as well. So that midfielder is pushing right the way up into the forward positions. The problem they've got is that when it breaks down, they've only got Tielemans there, you know, as a shield in front of your back four.
Goal kick for Mody Diao of Senegal. Former Paris Saint-Germain youth, Mody Diao. He's played all around Europe, in Bulgaria, Portugal and Switzerland. Big night for him. And he's doing well for Senegal in goal. You would normally expect Edouard Mendy to be between the sticks, but Injury rules him out. Belgium in possession with Artur Tiate just over the halfway line. He played nearly 3 minutes to the minimum 5 that were added on at the end of this first period on TalkSport 2. Here is Leandro Trossard, who's had Belgium's only shot on target before that right-footed curling effort from De Kuyper that was kept out by Diao just a moment or two ago. Mekele, the centre-half, in the centre circle. Finds Trossard once again, inside left position. Trying to thread it through 5 yards or so to De Bruyne. Deflected away. Doku, very central now. Rides a challenge. Goes down. And in fact, the referee's brought play back for the first offence about 5 or 6 yards further back. Not sure whether this is close enough for a direct striker goal, Alvin. Yeah, you can tell me. 1-0 Senegal.
Well, maybe, but one thing is for sure, Doku's been the best Belgian attacker. De Bruyne has been not far behind him in terms of like supply, but he's now getting the ball in really tight areas, and he gets himself turned. Might be just within it. It's certainly on the level of, De Bruyne is looking at it. The Kuyper, he'll fancy it as well.
What am I saying? De Bruyne's out there. Of course he's going to try for goal, although De Kuyper's got designs on it as well. And as the ball is just to the right of centre, it does favour a left-footed strike over a right. We'll see who takes this. We're in the last minute of minimum added time in the first half. There's at least a 4-man Senegalese wall with 3 Belgian players standing to the left of it as we look. And Tielemans telling those players to squeeze together a bit. So, De Bruyne or De Kuyper? Who's going to strike this free kick for Belgium? It is De Kuyper, straight into the wall. And it didn't get much height or elevation either. And it's just thumped downfield by Diatta, the right back. Great clearance. 3 bounces and it's through to Courtois. 1-0 Senegal.
Well, certainly coming up here to half-time. They've regrouped a little here, Belgium, and certainly looked better since they had the hydration break.
One last chance maybe. Doku, lovely collect on the right-hand side, up against Jacobs, right-hand corner of the area. Lays it back to Tielemans. Castagna making a run down the right-hand side of the box. Tielemans doesn't use him, sends the cross in, Cease gets it clear. De Bruyne tries a volley from the edge of the area, but just hits it into the ground and makes the save easy for Diao in the Senegalese goal. And that is that for a very enjoyable first half in Seattle. Particularly enjoyable if you're a Senegalese, because certainly for the first half an hour of this game they had Belgium on toast, and they scored the all-important goal just before the hydration break. Cross from the left from Sadio Mane, guiding header from Ismaila Sarr that bounced off the foot of the post, but Habib Diarra of Sunderland was first on the scene for Senegal to tap it home, and in doing that he's become the youngest African to score in a World Cup knockout match at the age of 22 years and 179 days. Belgium did rally towards the end of the half, but they go in at 1-0 down, Alvin. A very, very important team talk for Rudy Garcia at this point.
Yeah, well, I think they fully deserve the 1-goal lead that they've got. Senegal, they've come here, looked really compact, defended when they've had to, really offensively minded, adventurous in their tactics. They've got good individuals and good technicians all the way through the team. But I've got to give credit to Belgium as well. I think, a lesser team might have just succumbed a little bit, could have gone in 2 goals down. So they're still very much in this game. And I think towards the end of that half, we've seen Belgium start to get into a little bit of rhythm, getting better possession. Doku on this right-hand side, they switch positions, and they look a better team for it. So, yeah, this game's got lots more left in it yet.
And lots of fun, that first 45 minutes or so, wasn't it, Arvin? Lots to enjoy, lots to appreciate. Hopefully will sustain in the second half. But whilst England managed to come from behind to defeat African opposition a little earlier tonight, Belgium too find themselves a goal down at the break against African opposition, this time in the shape of Senegal. Speaking of England, we'll hear from Thomas Tuchel in a little while here on TalkSport 2. You are listening to World Cup Game Day live on TalkSport 2, brought to you by Burger King. On TalkSport 2, and Senegal immediately fire the ball downfield to Ismail Assar. Works it out to the left wing for Mane. I'll run you through the lineups in a minute. But Mane tricks his way into the area, knocks it back to the edge of the box. Papagay with a drive blocked, but they keep it alive. Mane again, level with the 18-yard line. Doku tries to get at him, so too does Castagna. Great cross into the box, drops to the far post, and dive with an left-footed effort. Couldn't guide it goalwards, it was wide of the post. Senegal showing their intentions again at the start of this second half. 1-0 they lead.
Well, they've got intent, haven't they? Intent of actually, you know, we're here, we're 1-0 up, but we ain't going to sit back and defend that. We're going to look for a second goal. And they've got, you know, a lot of good possession. Mane started off and led the line well on this left-hand side. And you see what he was trying to do there, couldn't you? You know, you're looking at Ndiaye. He's got the ball on his left foot. He's just trying to curl it into that bottom left-hand corner.
Trossard running through the midfield for Belgium. Van Aken with a poor touch. He was trying to turn it round the corner for Lukaku. Made a run into the edge of the area, but it was overhit. So the lineups for Belgium now, it's Courtois, Castagna, Mekele, Théaté and De Kuyper, then Tielemans and Van Aken, Doku, De Bruyne and Trossard behind Lukaku now. Same lineup for Senegal. Diao in goal, Diatta, Cease, Niakate and Jacobs. Diarra the goal scorer, and the two gays, Idrissa and Papa, and then Ndiaye, Sarr and Mane in attack. And here is Iliman Ndiaye turning neatly on halfway. Briefly had the run on Théaté, but ends up working the ball back to Diatta. Harvey Martin shifts in his chair.
Yeah, great the way he did that again there, Ndiaye. He really is a magnificent player. He's got two people around him, and he knew he had to keep possession of the ball, which he did really comfortably.
Here is Diarra, the goal scorer, knocking it back to Niakate. Diarra again. Run down the left-hand side from Jacobs, trying to whip an early ball in. Castagna does well, prevents the corner. Doku gets clipped as he tries to bring it clear, and Belgium have a free kick. So Lukaku, only one goal in his last 9 World Cup appearances. He's got the most goals for a Belgian at a World Cup in 6, but recent record, nothing to write home about.
Just looking at Mane, a little replay of him inside the box. You know, he's still got great feet, hasn't he, and an awareness about his game.
Well, he's playing at Al Nassr now. People might not know that he moved on from Bayern, but he's playing in the Saudi Pro League right now and looking fit as a fiddle. Here's De Kuyper for Belgium. Brings a neat crossfield ball down midway point of the Senegal half. Van Aken turns it in field for Tielemans, immediately set upon by Idrissa Gueye. Trossard hugging the near touchline, tucks it back into the centre circle for Mekele. And now Castagna to the right of him in the centre circle, the Fulham man, formerly of Leicester City. Mekele clips a left-footed ball down the inside left channel, looking for Trossard, but Diatta, the right back, just stepped across and powered the header away. And the ball's out of play.
They really can't get the ball into the areas that they want to, Belgium. They want to get it into the chest or the feet of Lukaku. They want to get it into Doku, to his feet, or De Bruyne. And De Bruyne is taking up position in between the two banks of 4 that they've got. Senegal, but he can't get the ball. You get him the ball, then you know you're going to create. You're going to look at a really good chance of scoring. But at the moment, they're dealing with it really well. Senegal. They aren't letting Belgium have any real possession, you know, in their own half.
In my experience, yeah, get the ball into Lukaku, but his feet, I think he's got trampolines in his shin pads, because they never seems to, on the chest or the head, that's where he's dangerous, where he can control the ball better. Here comes Senegal again. Diarra sends it out to the left-hand side, and Jacobs. Mane takes over. Space there down that left-hand side, but Belgium have now plugged the gaps. So Idrissa Gueye tucks it in field for Papagay. He slides it back into the centre circle. Cease plays it wide to Iliman Ndiaye. Here's Ismail Assar of Crystal Palace. Good ball in field to Papagay. Space for Mane. Left-hand corner of the area, picks it up now. Gonna have a run at Castagna. Pulls the ball back. Oh, it's no goal. I thought it was going to be 2-0 Diarra again, but he screwed a left foot shot wide. Big chance for Senegal to double their lead. And boy, did they have space to operate in. But Diarra got the shot all wrong, and it's a goal kick to Belgium.
Yeah,
1-0.
not an easy one, but look, they really are playing well. Great possession, right round the edge, and Mane again showing his class. He still goes past people in the penalty area, but what he does, he gets his head up and he plays the right ball in. It wasn't an easy one for Diarra. He's on his left foot, probably on his weaker side.
Oh, what a ball over the top. Ismail Assar brings it down on his chest and makes it 2-0 with a sensational right-footed drive. That is fantastic stuff from Senegal. A ball over the top, caught the Belgian defence square. The first touch from Sarr on his chest was delightful. Sent the ball out in front of him and he lashed it home, hit it with violence, and Belgium are 2-0 down in Seattle. Senegal powering through. Can they be stopped? Belgium 0, Senegal 2.
Wow, what a goal. What a bit of skill. What a centre forward. I can't believe how well he's taken that. He's got no right to be able to chest that down and keep possession when he's got two defenders around him. He does that. He uses strength to hold up the challenge, and then he fires it right foot, smashes it past Courtois. 2-0. What a goal.
Wonderful hit. 23rd international goal for the man who scored a bucket load for the Eagles in the Conference League. Last season he scored 9, I think, for Palace as they won the trophy. I think we've got to credit the ball, but I think it was Niakate that hit that ball, the left-sided centre-half, to spot the run, yes. But the weight of the long pass, that was fully 60 yards, that ball.
Yeah, it was like, but in American football, quarterback throws it the perfect throw, but somebody's got to do the hard work, get on the end of it. And then he's got two people around him. His touch has got to be absolutely immaculate. And then he's got to finish it past one of the world's best goalkeepers. He only looked at it, Courtois, couldn't get anywhere near it.
Well, Belgium 0, Senegal 2, 7 minutes of the second half gone on TalkSport 2. And I don't know whether Adrian Durham's listening to this, having gone away from Atlanta, but my mind drifts back to Rostov in 2018, when Adrian and I were present, when Japan went 2-0 up on Belgium in the round of 16 and looked set fair for their first ever quarter-final. And Roberto Martinez threw on Marouane Fellaini when he had Batshuayi and Benteke on the bench. Fellaini came to the rescue, got it back to 2-2, and then Nasser Chadli, once of Spurs, got the winner in added time. But those players are not on the bench anymore for Rudy Garcia to use. And Senegal, I would dare to venture, are a better side than Japan. What a task for the Red Devils now. 2-0 down here on TalkSport 2. And here come Senegal again with Sadio Mane. Oh, he tried to run around Yuri Tielemans. It didn't come off for him, but they're trying to pull off all the tricks now. Doku brings the ball clear. And he was fouled as he brought it clear. Alvin Martin, what on earth did Belgium do now?
Well, it's what Senegal are going to let them do, which is very little from what I'm witnessing. Look, it's the incredible thing for me, and it's something that I've always believed in. If you 1-0 up, don't sit back and defend a one-goal lead. Look at getting a second goal, and that's one thing this team does. Senegal look at scoring. They've never once sat back and tried to defend what they've got.
4 in 4 for Ismail Assar.
I still can't get over the control. I don't think I've ever seen anyone control a ball on their chest under that sort of pressure of a game of this magnitude, and then come up with it. The second touch, it was two touches, one with his chest, the second one right foot, and he could not have hit it any better. Courtois actually just watched it. He watched it. He didn't move.
Well, he wafted his left hand at it, but the ball was past him long before that waft. We saw a super slow-mo of the chest control on our monitor, and it just looked exquisite. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Here comes Doku for Belgium. Down the right-hand side of the penalty area. Hits the ball against Jacobs. Goes out of play for a Belgian throw.
I'll tell you what, as well, Dan, you know, the makeup and the balance of this Senegal side is great. It's got athleticism. I've talked about the technical ability of these players, but, you know, Mane on the left-hand side, he's like the leader. He's so influential with everything he does. There's a reason he plays the ball simple. Oh, De Bruyne's coming off.
Yeah, De Bruyne and Doku are both being withdrawn by Rudy Garcia, and that is to allow Dodi Lukebakio of Benfica to come on, and also Nicholas Raskin of Rangers.
I can't believe he's taking Doku off.
Nor can I. That's a huge call. A huge call. Raskin, who's a centre midfielder, 25 years of age, fell out with Russell Martin when he was Rangers manager, but more than made up with Danny Roll, who is no longer Rangers manager, we shouldn't forget. So he's on, and Lukebakio plays for Benfica. He's a centre forward, but they've got some defending to do, because here comes Senegal, ball across the face of goal, and Théâtre has to hurriedly put it out of play for a throw.
Belgium are all over the place. They really are. They look disjointed. They don't look happy at all, do they? And, you know, and the two players that have come off there, De Bruyne and Doku, they didn't look happy either. Well, they're entitled not to look happy, but I think some of the teammates maybe are thinking, what on earth is going on here? We're taking two of our best players off.
Makes you wonder if that's the last we'll ever see of Kevin De Bruyne at a major tournament. As things stand, it would appear so. Senegal 2-0 up on TalkSport 2 with 57 minutes gone in Seattle. And a foul by Raskin on Papagay.
See, that sums up it, really. They're just ill-disciplined. Raskin's made a foul, no need to make that foul, and then he kicks the ball away. So he's doing you know, the job of disrupting his own team's play there.
Yeah. Senegal take the free kick and work it back into their own half. Near Karte. That could be the assist of the tournament for that pass he smacked downfield. Glenn Hoddle couldn't hit a better 60-yard pass. No,
but the harder thing for me there is the man on the end of it.
Yeah. Of course.
You know, you've got. I mean, you know, there's lots of players I think can hit a ball, and it was a good ball. I'm not underestimating that, dance, but if you haven't got anyone on the end of it, that ball would have been forgotten.
Sure. And now he's only one behind. Well, he's level in actual fact with Roger Miller. 4 goals at a World Cup in a single World Cup. That was 1990, we shouldn't forget, with Roger Miller and the dancing at the corner flag.
Legends are made, aren't they, at World Cups?
They sure are. And Ismail Assar.
You know, they haven't done it all game. They haven't got to grips with it, Belgium. They can't press. They can't press because they're not a hard enough work inside. They've got a lot of older players. And to press, you need to do that as a team, and they haven't been able to really press Senegal.
Lukebakio, right-hand side, tucks the ball in field for Leandro Trossard. Lukaku, his first touch since coming on at the edge of the area, knocked it back for Van Aken, but he was dispossessed. I'm pretty sure that was Lukaku's first touch. 59 minutes gone. He's been on the pitch nearly a quarter of an hour. Now Lukebakio makes some space for himself inside the area, left-footed drive, great block. Iliman Ndiaye that was, who threw himself at the ball at the 18-yard line after lovely twinkle toes from Lukebakio to make himself some space.
Well, again, I said it early on, Dan, so I've been so impressed with him. You know, Ndiaye.
Here is Lukaku, bulldozing his way up to the edge of the area. Feeds it down the right-hand side of the box, and Tielemans hits the side netting, and the referee gives a corner to Belgium.
Well, just a little sign on that right-hand side, getting a little bit of joy here, Belgium. Look, they're entitled to have a portion of this game. They're 2-0 down. They've got to throw caution to the wind, and surely with the players that they've got, they're going to create a chance, because we haven't seen a real clear-cut chance, have we, for them?
That effort from De Kuiper in the first half that was tipped around the post by Diao. Here's the corner kick for Tielemans, volleyed away at the near post by Diatta for Senegal.
Poor, really poor from Tielemans.
An hour gone on TalkSport 2. Senegal 2-0 up on the tarnished golden generation of Belgium, you would say at this point. Luca Bacchio, part of the new guard, scored 3 goals for Belgium in their March friendlies. Playing out on the right-hand side and cutting in on his favoured left foot, the way Belgium is set up at the moment. Trossard, who's pulled out to the left-hand side, plays the ball with the outside of his right foot into the area, looking for the run of Tielemans. But I think it was near Kante that got the header clear for the Senegalese.
One goal, then gets them back in the game. You know, football's like that, don't we?
De Kuiper finds Van Aken. Now Lukaku with his back to goal, tries to set up Luca Bacchio. His shot was blocked. Senegal only get it half clear. They are trying to hem Senegal in here, Belgium. And they win a throw as De Kuiper hits it against Diarra. It's going to be another change. Diego Moreira of Strasbourg is going to be on for Belgium in a minute as well. And he's only won 3 caps for his country. He's a winger. Chelsea fans might briefly remember him being part of the squad at Stamford Bridge. And I don't think he ever made a senior appearance. He's a winger, can play full-back as well. He ain't playing as a full-back here. He's going on to create havoc further forward, I would suggest. Moreira, 21 years of age. Who's he coming on for then, Alvin, do you think? Trossard?
Trossard's just gone down. We all heard the yell in the stadium. Just having a little look at the replay.
He's got a nudge in the back from Diatta.
Yeah. I don't think it was a lot in that, though, Dan. I'll be honest with you.
Belgium 0, Senegal 2 on TalkSport 2. Remember, USA against Bosnia, live on TalkSport at 1 AM. With Mark Wilson, your commentator, to see if USA get through to come to Seattle. It's Van Aken that's come off, so only Tielemans really left Alvin Martin as a central midfielder.
Well, that's an area of the pitch as well. They've dominated Senegal. You know, when they haven't got the ball, they make it impossible for Belgium to play through them.
Luca Bacchio on the right-hand side for Belgium, cuts in field. His ball is intercepted by Habib Diarra, and then Mane is caught by Mekele, and there's a lesser spotted yellow card. It goes the way of Brandon Mekele.
See, that when they turn the ball over, the passing of Senegal is so good. They've got the outs. You know, there's some lovely little technicians out there. Saw a lovely flick round one side. It's an obvious booking, but they don't look like they fancy defending one-on-one, these Belgian defenders.
So Moreira is on. Van Aken off. And a free kick after Sarr. Well, he stayed down, Ismaila Sarr. He scored 5 goals in all in World Cup history. He's only one behind the record African goal scorer of World Cups, who is not Roger Miller, that's Asamoah Gyan of Ghana, who has 6 to his name in World Cup history. We're just seeing a shot of on our monitors of Kevin De Bruyne skulking at the back of the Belgian dugout.
Forlorn figure, isn't he? He really is. You know, look, I still can't get over, unless he had a niggle. I thought you've got to leave him on. He's got the pass, he's got the guile, you know, to get, you know, Lukaku in. And Doku definitely, you know, he looked really unhappy about being taken off.
Well, I'll say again, 8 years ago when Roberto Martinez threw on Marouane Fellaini, I remember the look on Adrian Durham's face in the stadium. It's like, what is Roberto Martinez doing? It did work for Belgium that night. It's got to work for him again tonight. 25 minutes to go. They've got to find 2 goals just to force extra time, Belgium. Senegal very much in the ascendancy. Luca Bacchio on the right-hand side tries to find Lukaku, chests the ball down. Trossard tried to run onto it, but he caught Idrissa Gueye with a high boot, and Senegal have a free kick at the edge of their own penalty area. Alvin Martin, it's 2-0 Senegal.
Yeah, look on the right hand side, they've looked better, haven't they, Belgium? Look at, look, the back here, he's actually got the ball, he's cut inside, he's put some decent crosses in. He looks like he's got the beating of the fullback on that side. Jacobs is really struggling to contend with him, but he hasn't really got enough for the ball, has he, Lukaku, since he come in? They haven't fed it into his feet, they haven't got enough crosses in for him. He's only touched the ball 2 or 3 times.
Meanwhile, Senegal make their first